Hey everyone, Johnny here. I just want to go through and do a quick beginner's guide video for anyone who's considering getting into Deadside, or who has just started and maybe feels a little bit lost. Maybe they need some help and some tips. Um, I have to say it's a great game. I'm really enjoying it a lot. But I will admit that when I first started out and I first dropped into a public server, I was completely lost. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what my priority should be. If you have a lot of experience in this type of game, then you will probably be just fine. But if you're new to the survival, hardcore side of survival games, then I'm here to give you some tips. So thank you for checking out the video. So we're just going to go ahead. I picked a random server, and we're just going to jump in and create a character. So we'll just select the head, and then create, and we will just spawn right in. I'm not sure how long this video will be. If we'll do it in a couple parts, we'll see how far we get. But just going to give you some ideas, some tips where on the map find are the best places to loot up, so that you can kind of make the most of your time and get to the fun stuff, which is, you know, end game activities, base building, that kind of thing. So first thing you'll want to do is open your map, and you'll look that we've spawned right in the middle of the map at this point. Now you can go to the north safe zone, or you can go to the south safe zone. It doesn't really matter. For my personal taste, I prefer heading to the south because there are so many areas around the map that are good for gear and good for loot, that this stretch straight down here for me is everything I need to get started to get down to the south safe zone. So once you've decided where you're going to go, you want to shift click, set yourself a marker, and then if I look, where is my marker? There it is, over there. So along the way, I recommend checking out boxes, checking out houses, all that kind of stuff, because outhouses specifically will have gear in them. Radio is a big deal. Radio allows you to hear when enemies are close, so it's a huge deal. A jacket as well, if you find one, will allow you to carry 2 extra items off the bat, so that's always handy. So now my radio has just gone off. Now that means that they are enemies nearby. So I don't see them, but I'd be willing to bet that they're down in one of these houses. Oh, there they are, straight ahead, walking through that field. So if we can avoid aggroing them without a weapon, it's probably better to do so. So we'll just let them pass. I mean, if there's only 2, we could probably aggro them and then get them to chase us, and then we could knife them, but it's going to take up a lot of health if we get hit by them. The NPCs in this game are no joke. They will hit you hard, and they are relentless. So these guys look like they're just kind of hanging out in the field. They don't look like they're going anywhere. So let's run off this way. See if we can avoid them. Because as much as you do want to kill some NPCs, you want to give them a wide berth until you have a weapon that you know you can take them down with. I only have this knife right now, and it's not ideal, that's for sure. So we'll just continue on our run, get out to the road, because there are some spots near here where I'm pretty sure that we can at least get some stuff that's worth some money. Flashlights are another good one. let's go check this barn. Whoop, that's not good. So we don't have a gun, which means we have two choices. We can either run, or we can try and take these guys down with a knife. Close quarters is usually the best way when you have a knife. See, we only lost a little bit of health there, so that's not so bad. Hunter vests are a good way to start out as well. And then you always want to tear any clothes that you find, rags, because you can use those as healing. So keep that in mind. Now we got a shotgun, which is not my favorite gun in the game, but it is better than nothing. Now ideally we would find some rags or some vodka, and that will, or some vodka or some rubbing alcohol, and that will allow us to create some better healing. But for now, we'll just continue on our way. Another tip is if you do want to run faster, put your weapon away. You will run a little bit faster. This spot here I really recommend if you're just starting out, because it gives you a little bit of cover that you can take out enemies in this tunnel. Sometimes there is a chance for military spawn here, and therefore you get better weapons. So it doesn't look like there's anybody here, but it's always worthwhile coming up on top because you'll end up with food, which is always good. Sometimes there's weapons or crates. Doesn't look like there's anything here, but there's also the same thing on the other end. So I recommend that as well. There is a watch. Those are worth, I think, 500 each. So you hear the radio go off there. That means there's definitely someone above us. So we have to play it a little careful because they could hit us pretty hard. And being that we're only at 85 health, which you can't really see behind me, but they could very easily one-shot us, depending on what they are. Got him. Now we need some healing. I recommend this gun as well for range when you're first starting out. It'll take an enemy down fairly easily. The only downfall I would say to it is that the iron sights are terrible. So you'll have to be careful. If you want to heal, the best way is to drag it down to one of your quick keys, and then you just hit 4. And this will allow me to heal up a little bit. So now this will probably give me, I think it gives me 5 health points. So until you have vodka, rubbing alcohol, or moonshine, your healing is just not very effective. So your best bet is to try to avoid taking as much damage as you can. So I think we're just going to go ahead and use up all the rags we have, because being below about 75% health is pretty much a guaranteed one-shot death. So it's worthwhile investing the time to make sure that you're always above 80%, I would say, health. Now, these 10 rags are not going to get me above 85, but it'll get me probably close to 70. Yes, 65, which is better than 20, so... So this gun here, the S85, is good, but the iron sights are terrible. But they really are your best bet when you're... oh, look at that. So we've already lucky enough to pick up a really good military weapon. You're only able to carry 2 weapons until you get a stalker backpack, which will allow you to carry a lot more. So we're just going to continue making our way down south, picking up everything we can along the way to make some money. Again, putting your weapon away allows you to run faster. Another shotgun we can't pick up, unfortunately. Would be nice if we could find a backpack, because then we could carry a little bit more stuff. We wouldn't have to be selective and leave anything behind, but... maybe if we're lucky up here, this is another really good spot for just loot that you can sell. Build up some bank. See there, we got some vodka, which we can use to craft some rags. You will have to kind of be a bit selective about what you can pick up and what you can carry at first, until you get a better backpack. Do I have I think I have a pistol. No, I don't. The knife isn't really worth much, so I'd rather take a pistol instead. There's another shotgun there. There's another flashlight. There's a lighter, but we don't have space for it. Another trick too to keep in mind when you're running around looting is that sometimes underneath cars there will be weapon spawns. So underneath here, usually there can be, not usually, but sometimes there can be a really good weapon spawn. There's another pistol. Let's drop this ammo. Pick up that pistol. Now you can see up on the road ahead here, we've got enemies. It looks like maybe a group of 3 or 4. I think it's 4. Now this could be a little bit sketchy because as soon as you shoot at them, they're going to scatter. And they're going to all come at you from different angles. We don't have that much health. So let's see if we can take... About another trick is you press the toggle fire button. You'll be able to select whether you want single fire or automatic. Single fire will always be more accurate and also better for saving ammo. Another one down. Say, did we get him? No, we did not. See if we can get a little bit closer without getting hit. Where is he? Oh god, I'm getting hit. There he is. Got him. All right. So now we can loot these guys real quick. The main thing we want to loot these guys for are rags. Let's get rid of that. So now what you want to do is once you have 4 rags and vodka, is you want to go to craft, medicine, and sterilized rags. Because that's going to give you way better healing. So now we can put that down there. And we can heal up for, I think, 30%. I think it's 15% you get with a sterilized rag. So this is be a huge help. Another tip that that's helpful is when you're collecting ammo, is that you need stacks of 100 to sell them. So you won't be able to sell your ammo until you have 100 of the same kind. So we can check these guys real quick. That is a TT, which is better than, which is worth more than the Makarov. I mean, we're pretty well full, but it never hurts to double check because you can come across something that's worth a lot or more than you currently have. Yeah, I don't... You know what? Let's drop that. This is worth 200 more. So at this point, we're pretty much full, but it doesn't hurt to check anyways. This spot here, there's usually a hammer or a saw spawn. So continuing on looting, there's also an axe spawn right here, which can be handy. There is a spark plug that's worth about $1,500, so that's handy to have. There's another flashlight, which is worth more than a Zippo. There's shotgun and some shells. Another piece of advice I would use is that as you're going through your scavenging runs and farming, you'll find that some ammo is more common than others. So the AR, I think it's the AR-14 in this game, uses the same ammo as the S85, which is very common. So you'll almost never run out of ammo. There are a few examples of that, of guns that the ammo is just very rare. Like this MR5 that I have on my back here. The SMG is, the ammo is non-existent in the open world. So you either need to have enough space that you can carry like 400 rounds on you, or you're going to run out. So it's always better to choose a weapon that the ammo can be more readily available. So this is the south safe zone. You'll notice that as we ran in, we had, there's a little red symbol, which it's kind of hard to see on my screen, that says no guns, which means that in this safe area, you won't take any damage and you can't deal any damage. So in this building, you've got two vendors. This first vendor will sell you food, bandages, and tools. And you can sell a lot of different things to him. We're going to hold on to that vodka. Put it in there. Actually, we're going to craft it into rags. He'll buy flashlights. That's about it. Then if we come over to this vendor here, he will buy weapons, weapon attachments, ammo if you have enough of it. So we could sell this, sell this. So now we've got $10,000. Sell this. We'll hold on to our food. We're going to go to craft and create some more sterilized rags. That we can put up there. And then we have ammo for this gun here. Now, as soon as I get an opportunity, I'm going to get rid of this gun. Because A, it's worth $6,000, and B, the ammo is very hard to come by. And if I go back into the vendor and I go to ammo, this ammo costs $1,000 a box. So as soon as possible, I want to get rid of this gun. So let's go take a look under this vendor. Go under equipment. We scroll down. So these backpacks are $5,000, then it jumps to $25,000. So we're just going to grab one of these $5,000 backpacks because this will allow me now to carry 2, 4, 6, 7 more items than I could before. And so that means that I'm going to buy another box of ammo. The other thing that we're going to need to buy, keep us going, is going to need to buy some recovery items. So we're going to buy one more can of food, and we're going to buy 1, 2, 3 drinks, because hydration is such a big deal in this game. I'm going to drag them all down to our hotkey bar, and now we're good to go. You know what? We're going to actually use... Now, this suggestion is only my suggestion. It's not always the right one. You can keep collecting rags and alcohol to craft your own healing, but I like to have a couple of these, and I have enough to buy 2, so I'm going to do that. Now, the bandages, they will heal you for, I believe, about 25% of your health. So it's a big difference. So I think that's going to be it for this first video. We are going to jump back in the next part of this series, and we're going to go up and farm a military base and get a lot better geared up and make some money while we're at it. So thank you again for checking the video out. I do appreciate it. If you want to, you can check out my live streams, which are most days of the week at www.twitch.tv/OldJonnyP. As well, if you can drop a like and even consider subscribing to the channel for more Deadside content. Thank you again.